Right. Hi, welcome to the Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jnitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 98.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, ma'am.
Closing in on 100.
We are. With every week, we become one closer. Dun dun dun. Max, your tail is all wet. That's a little disconcerting. I think it's just from the sink. I believe that it's just from the sink.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He jumps into the sink sometimes.
Okay.
So how's life with you?
Good.
Yeah. I was lamenting in a PM because somebody contacted me about Zombie Apocalypse, and they were like, "Are you gonna have the running thing again? Because I'm exercising in preparation for the 5K," and I was just like, "Yeah, I feel like I'm less just run knit now, and I'm more just knit." Like I need to get back to the run part. Just I haven't been motivated.
Are you saying I run more than you?
You might. I mean, I play soccer once a week, and I generally get out a couple times. But yeah, it's not anywhere near where I used to run. The amount that I used to run.
Yes.
So, yeah, I gotta find my running mojo so that I can once again be a proud Just Run It.
Yeah, I ran on Monday. And this morning was another morning where I could have dragged myself out of bed, but something woke me up at 4 in the morning. You know how I woke up beforehand, saw that I had a lot of time left to sleep, but then that extra, I interrupted my sleep just made me like, nope, not wanting to get up. No.
Yeah.
Stupid alarm. Let me sleep.
I very much became a night owl, which is really what is ultimately cut into my running time in the morning.
Yeah, and I've been on a let's make meals or experiment with meals until I find something my kids will eat. So they're picky. I mean, they're not as picky as some people, but they definitely have their favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And if I try anything new, it's, "Oh, I don't like that," or "I don't want that," and I was like, "You haven't even tasted it yet."
Mm-hmm.
So we had made a pizza, and again, not a healthy homemade mama meal. I just threw in a frozen pizza, but we changed it from cheese to Hawaiian.
Mm.
And so the kids are like, "I don't want that." I'm like, "Just eat it." Daughter still thought she needed to pick everything off the thing, but Justin was like, "Hey, that's actually good." I'm like, after you spent 15 minutes complaining about how that sounded like the ickiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Try it first.
My kids will eat just about anything. I need to knock on some wood when I say that. But we eat a lot of interesting stuff in our family, and they just eat it.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I don't know. They have their favorites, and it's not like it's all just chicken nuggets and cheese pizza. It's, they'll eat interesting food, but again, if it's off of their main track of what they want, it's just no good. Even if the last time I served this, you loved it, you ate 2 servings. No, that's gross.
Yeah. Just make yourself at home on top of my yarn, Max. Don't worry. I'll move it. Don't worry, Max.
But no, I digress. That just means that I can't run after work because I'm busy plotting out meals and getting the people fed.
It does tie in.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, because it's been nice after work, and I keep feeling like, oh, I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna want to run. But as soon as I get home, it's like, oh yeah, if I want my family to be fed properly and not snack themselves into a not eating supper, I gotta get going.
That happens here.
Yeah.
All right, we have a lot of administrating.
Oh no.
A lot.
Okay,
so we should get into it.
All right.
We currently have the Sun Valley Fibers KAL going on, and we had an exciting announcement to Miss Jeanette. Exciting for you guys because we're not eligible for the prizes. Miss Jeanette contacted us, and she is full of prizes and goodness and niceness and generousness and beautifulness and everythingness that you could possibly be full of. And so our Mix and Max KAL. She's donating 3 prizes from her shop. You get to choose it, and she ships it directly to you from the shop, which I think is pretty cool for us.
Yeah.
Being able to do your own yarn shopping,
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool. So that's for the Mix and Match KAL, which again, if you need the Austin hoodie or the Pont Neuf or anything that we ended up knitting with Sun Valley Fibers here in the next month. It's almost October now.
I've been really bad about mine.
My Austin hoodie isn't even here for you to show. It has literally not been touched in the last week and a half.
Okay. We will be better at our KAL next week.
We will.
I promise.
And I will
get
be just
done.
run it, and we will do better at our own KAL. She also, we're coming up on our 100th episode. Yay! Which is kind of close to 2 years.
Yes.
And she's also doing that same 3 prizes that you can choose from her shop, which will be nice because then if you got that and you didn't have any Sun Valley, you could use it and turn around and get it and use it for the KAL. Possibly could be like a domino scheme or a pyramid scheme where you get the yarn to win more yarn to get the yarn to just have a bunch of beautiful stuff.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what a domino scheme would be.
Ponzi schemes? Steal from one to do from the I don't know. I haven't watched enough White Collar recently. When is that show coming back?
Don't know.
Come on. So to enter for that, we'll enter a thread and we'll be drawing we'll put a thread out there. We'll be drawing on the 100th episode for this prize. So that gives you 2 more episodes, 2 more weeks, the 99th and then the 100th, for those 3 prizes. I feel like I'm slouching here. And we wanted to do your favorite celebration tradition.
Yep.
So if you have something in your family where you celebrate something, this could even be Christmas or Halloween, or a tradition you do on Thanksgiving, or a birthday. You had a birthday example.
So I didn't really have anything growing up, but I married into a tradition of on your birthday you eat off of a red plate. So you get a special plate, it's red, and that's your birthday plate. And so I think it was part of you get to pick the meal for the night and you eat off the red plate.
Is that like Chinese? I don't know. Red means like something, I think, like prosperity or in that culture.
You know, I have not looked further into where the tradition came from. There's nothing Chinese about my extended family.
I know.
So.
I was just saying red does have, in certain cultures, has like,
Yep.
yeah.
So I can look into that. But,
she'll report back.
That
be an investigatory reporter.
Yeah, if I talk to my mother-in-law in the next 2 weeks, I'll let you know. Yeah, that's our little thing, and you know, there's other things that people do on Christmas or whatever your traditions are.
Yeah, I married into the tradition of at Christmas they always have Santa shakes. They're eggnog.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
Okay.
Poorly named. Peppermint ice cream and eggnog and something. I don't know. And they had special goblets, kind of like with your plates, right? They had those special goblets. And then when I became an official part of the family, I got my own little special goblet. And
Okay.
yeah, I think,
Fun.
yeah. So yeah, celebration tradition for our 100th episode. We thought about possibly doing like a groaner type. What's your favorite stocking with mommy moment? And you can add that in there if you want, but you don't have to. We don't need you to tell us what your favorite moment is or isn't. You could be like, my least favorite moment was. Also in October, which is next Tuesday before we podcast again. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Wow.
September like flew by. I think it's that lack of that one day. We got 30 days instead of 31. Just goes fast, I tell you. We've got the minis, the little fingering Toys,
Yes.
KAL, in October. And Jeanette, again, very generously, has 2 mini skein bundles that she's going to donate because she is mentioned in Rebecca Danger's book, her new book, 50 Yards of Fun.
So the giveaway, instead of doing a this or that, which is what I thought we would do, we, between now and then, we had gotten a note from Jeanette, and I think the best thing is we'll open a thread. You say what your favorite pattern out of the 50 Yards of Fun book is, and we will draw a winner to win the Ravelry download copy of that book. I think I can gift the whole book to somebody.
Nope. I
Yeah.
think you can.
Okay. So there you go.
Yep.
And there will just be one winner for that. If
And then
you
the
already
2
own
mini
the
skein.
book, please enter. Maybe there's some other Rebecca Danger pattern you would like.
Yeah. And we can use that same thread for the 2 mini skein bundles as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you could mention
So-
that you already have it. And
Right.
then we could give you the yarn rather than
There
the
you
book.
go. So pick your favorite out of the book. So which of the 50 Yards of Fun patterns you would like to knit, and then mention whether or not you have the book already.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 book and 2 yarn bundles will be given away in that thread.
Yep.
Okay.
And you said you liked out of that book.
I like the Mexican wrestler
Yeah.
and the ninja.
The Ninjago, as my phone would autocorrect earlier this evening. So that is a lot going on in
Yes.
the administrati. And we have one last thing.
Yes.
So we are included in a podcast tour of an upcoming kit that will be coming out. There's 25 pre-made kits on the 30th of September through Little Skein.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a super fun kit. You'll see it mentioned in I think we're one of 4 podcasts that will be mentioning it. And yeah, we'll be knitting along with Little Skein and I hope you go check it out.
Yep.
And so then the kit itself has a lot of fun stuff in it. It's got a drawstring project bag. And back it up a little bit. It's based off of the book Extra Yarn by McBarnett's. Yeah.
Mac Barnett.
Yeah, Mac Barnett's book, Extra Yarn, about never-ending yarn. And it's got, as I said, a drawstring project bag, which I think is tied into that theme of the book. It's got a skein of sock yarn from Ginks Yarn in her BFL base. She has really pretty intense colorways, and you know I love the BFL. The BFL. You can put the in front of it. And it's an exclusive colorway inspired by Annabelle's Adventures. There is an original toe-up sock pattern, an electric copy. I will make you a sock through electricity, which is by Lala of the Knit Girls, which should be super fun. She's got very fun sock patterns. And then finally a set of stitch markers that are in her little
Glass bottle.
Yeah,
Cork bottle.
Signature little glass bottle. And then a sweet treat, and there's also the option to add the book if you've never read it, and an extra skein of yarn if you're interested. So it's, and then they'll be doing a KO with the sock pattern. So super fun, super happy that she included us in her promotion tour. Amy and I have yet to Rochambeau for who will be using the yarn and knitting socks. But we can both knit the sock pattern. We just can't both use the beautiful Ginks yarn. So, and that is yet to get here. I think that the original intention was for it to get here, but you know, the United States Postal Service can often fail you. Wah, wah, wah. And so, yeah, that's super exciting. And again, a limited number of kits, and September 30th is when the details and those kits will be available. And then I think she's got a certain limited number of pre-order spots that are going up throughout October and November.
Okay, good.
So go check out littleskein.com, and hopefully there'll be details out there soonly on that. And Amy is counting.
I think I forgot the increase on one side of the sock.
That happens. Wah, wah, wah. So that is Administrati. We're only like 20 minutes in talking about junk. It's not junk.
I have some finished objects. Are you ready for that?
I am so ready for finished objects.
So I added squares to my pile. Added a blue one. I added a BFL one. And I added two of these fun colors. And then pink. So I think that's it.
You just grabbed the whole shebang.
Yeah, it was in a pile. So I'm cruising along on those.
Sure, those are
So this is getting fun. I'm holding yarn of two different colors together.
Ooh, yeah.
To kind of make crazy ones.
Mix it up.
Mix it up.
Stir it up.
This is a self-striping. So it ended up with the red that was in the self-striping, like just a little bit on the side. And I noticed that I messed up in this one. But one side shows up more than the other as far as the mess up of missing the over-under on the weaving. So it looks like, since mine is going to be kind of like a topper, I can just choose the side that's less dominant, and then it'll look kind of, I don't know. I don't mind it. It's very Amish of me.
It is. So very Amish.
So that's that. And then I have 3 purple now. And that's the end of that skein of yarn.
So you got 3 per
Yep.
200 yards?
Yep. So I got this much left.
Was it 200 yards?
I think they're a little bit better than 200 yards.
Okay. Just curious.
So of worsted.
And that's the Dancing Dog Dye Works waltz.
This is the waltz worsted. And I got my notification on my my yarn, so hopefully I will see the rest of my square yarn ready to go. I'm finding that the tension on these is it's not wildly different. I will block them and they'll be all the same size. But yeah, I'm noticing that you can kind of make one that seems like, well, that's bigger. Same amount of stitches, but just a little bit more relaxed when I was making it.
It was a good night. You had a glass of wine.
There you go. There you go.
Yes. Bazinga! What is that thing?
This is my ingot. So I mentioned that I was going to work on it. Didn't have the yarn to show you because it was at home. Started it, and zoomy.
Yeah, zoom zoom.
Zoom zoom. Size 11 needles, and it's
worst or DK equivalent, right?
DK equivalent. And it's just a giant cowl. And the design element in it that I liked was that it could be kind of worn over your shoulders. So I have lots of room in mine. I upped it by quite a bit of stitches.
Oh, really?
I don't want to give away too much about the pattern, so.
Well, the gauge I think is out on Ravelry, and that's like 3 stitches per inch.
Okay.
So it's pretty easy to add.
Yeah, so 3 stitches per inch, and then I added some. But again, I wasn't sure what I would end up with, because just looking at other people's projects, I just thought I needed to add a bunch more. So I think I ended up with over 100 stitches.
And what is that out of?
This is my wool knife in the Soné colorway.
That's very bazinga.
And
knock your eyes out.
And I just was looking at this as I was making it, and I wasn't certain about it. But the more I thought about what else I could do with this yarn, I was like, well, it could be really bright socks for my feet, or just a wild accessory. So I'm thinking this is good. It's a good wild accessory.
Did you use all of the yarn?
No, I have a lot left.
Oh, really?
I could make socks.
Oh, wow.
I have a lot left.
Did you have 2 skeins of it?
I did.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow.
No, I had 2 skeins of it.
Okay. It's the 2 skeins of the 500, you know.
Yeah, and they were discounted because they had knots in the ball. And they're in here, and I can't tell you where they are. So, no big deal.
Did you magic knot it up?
No, they whatever knot Claudia had in them, I left it in.
I've taken to taking those out. Like, this had a knot in it, and I took it out and added my own magic knot. Because I trust my magic knots. I don't trust the dyer's knots.
I don't know.
They might not be magic.
This one was kind of the kind where it just has the on both sides. I don't know. I think it's
I've
cute.
got the magic in me. Every time I touch that knot, it turns into gold. Sorry. Again, with the pitch perfect.
So I
yeah,
zoomed, and I think that this will be fun.
Yeah, you can wear it. Go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I just was thinking about how
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, you could wear it as like a shawl.
I wonder if I could get
You
it
could
over
wear
to
it as a you could wear it as a swimsuit cover up, although I would not wear it like that as a swimsuit cover up.
Yeah, I was noticing that if I just added some like little straps, just throw some straps into the loose knitting up here, you could probably put it on swimsuit cover up.
Or if you could like tuck it in, I guess that's kind of.
But I might as well just use a towel then.
Yeah. But instead you have a really bright orange. Did you block that at all?
Nope.
Okay.
This is straight off the needles.
Straight off. I can still feel the heat. You knit it up so fast. It's really cool. I like it. I liked the styling. I'm knitting the pattern as well. I don't know if you're done with your FO.
I am.
And I really it's just simple, it's simple enough that, but there's enough patterning that it's interesting to me. Amy was commenting that mine looks like a much tighter knit, but I think it's just because it's sitting on these needles. I did my interchangeables, so I have an 11 on this side and an 8 on this side, which made it a lot easier to do the knit 2 togethers of the kind of meshy.
It didn't bother me though.
You may have knit yours out of a looser gang. But I did have to dip into my second skein of the Fiber Fangirl. This is the BFL Wool DK Light Worsted 240 yards. And I'm in the home stretch as well. I had to put it down because I had to prioritize the design here. Did I drop a stitch during all of that jazz? I don't think I did. But I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Maybe I can take some pictures and post it on my project page. But I just love the striations of the color. And they're all colors that I love. It's kind of denim-y, like a dark wash denim down to like a, I guess you don't really get into like a whitewashed denim, really. But it's just I think it'll look really nice informally. I don't know that I would wear it to work, per se. But I think that it'll be a really nice informal piece, like a weekend, I might be a little cold piece to wear around my neck, possibly put on my shoulders if they got cold. A lot of the pattern was the styling for me. I really liked the different options that it presented. And I'm not what you'd call a fashionista, but I don't often think about like accessorizing or anything. It's more often like grab, knit, to go. But this is the ingot by Lisa Munch, and she also had dyed to order kits. She's also Northbound Knitting in her shop. She was also a generous sponsor of our retreat. Sent things from her Northbound Knitting. I just knew that I wouldn't be able to wait for dyed to order yarn, so I jumped in on this DK from Fiber Fangirl. Yeah, and so that's a work in progress of mine. I had an off-air FO, a birthday kit FO, that I will not be able to share with you quite yet. in the interest of maintaining a good secret.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you, though, I have a funny story about it. I was blocking it, and my husband came up behind me as I was admiring my work. I don't know, do you ever do that? Like you pin it out and you're like, oh, like even if it wasn't something you designed, you just regard it, right? Yes. Like you look at it and you're like, oh, I really like that design feature. Oh, look at how that yarn color change, whatever, you know. And he's like, so you designed this? Like kind of incredulously, like you designed this? And I was like, yeah, I came up with this pattern, and you know, I told him the features and whatever, and he was like, but this is nice. I was like, backhanded compliment, what? Like, I guess ultimately I took from it that everything else I've designed has not been my husband's aesthetic. Yeah. And this is my husband's aesthetic. Okay. Like, you designed that? It's,
I think it looks more complicated than your other stuff, I guess.
No. All I know is there was like a lot of eyes in that nice. Like, this is nice. And I was like, but honey, all of my things are nice, right? So yeah, you guys will get to see it eventually. I have another one that's going on the needles, and I'm trying to figure out what I just did here. This has got a funny story too. So I've got it in my Zombie Knit-Pocalypse Bling Your String bag. And I think I did take the stitch markers out. But I opened up my stash to try to find another yarn substitute, which I'm kind of a little bit of a spoiler alert. It's a DK. Mm-hmm. Like another yarn to knit up my pattern in. And like, I swear there was like music coming out of the stash. I was like, oh, what is that? And it was this skein, and it was singing. I want you to knit me. I need you to knit me. I'd love you to knit me. I'm begging you to knit me. Oh God, it's so beautiful. So this is Yarn vs. Zombies in her base tails, and it's Zombie Unicorn. And you guys can't see in my bag. Amy can see in my bag. It knits up so pretty. It's a single. It's a single DK, so like similar to like a Tosh DK. Oh God, it's just knitting up so perfectly for the pattern. But yes, it did sing to me. It was a siren song of stash enabling. I need you to knit me. I'd love you to knit me. And then my ingot is in my Girl Cave bag sweater bag, which she is going to, I heard, a little birdie told me, have a update with sweater bags in it. So okay. I know when I've mentioned about my Uber special sweater bag in the past, people have contacted her, and she hasn't had any for sale. So
okay,
I thought I'd mention it. Her next update will have sweater bags. So
okay, the pressure is on.
Yes, I'm gonna practice my Ninjago skills and try to get another one.
So I am knitting on my sock, and I don't know if you can notice from last time, but this is a completely different sock. It's different. It seems to be completely different. I was not realizing that my Uptown boot sock is the tightest fabric that you could possibly make out of yarn. It did not have any stretch. It did not have any give. I've knit this pattern before. I don't know what my problem was. I probably knit it top down before and realized right away when I couldn't get it over my, after you get the cuff done and you're just like, check it out. I probably noticed right away I couldn't get it over my foot and then went up to the next size. This one I just happily knit the foot, turned the corner, and then as soon as I started the leg, it was too tight to fit over this area right here. And this is for another person. We contacted each other, we got all the measurements, and we matched perfectly, and I was still like, if this was for me, I'd redo it. So I'm redoing it. And she almost gave up on me. She was almost like, don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't knit me the socks. Keep the yarn. It's fine. And no,
I was like, no, gauntlet's been thrown down. I'm knitting you some socks.
Exactly. I must complete these for their intended recipient. So I'm hoping to knit these and get them out to her before she decides to pick up knitting her own socks. Because that was what she said to me. I guess I'll just have to figure out how to knit my own socks.
Yeah.
And eventually she should. But I will get these done. I will get these done. So I am doing a Toe Up Wendy Johnson pattern, the Trilobite socks.
Which you've knit before, right?
I have knit these before. And it's very forgiving in that it has a nice ribbing on the design. And so this is very comfortably stretchable. So I think that these could fit anywhere from, Megan's foot to my husband's foot. My husband doesn't have huge feet. I probably don't fit Jeremy's feet. But, I think that the stretch in this... Yeah. I don't think that they have enough... I don't know. It's enough give and enough... of that quality that it could fit a range of sizes. And so I'm just working on making sure that the length is a good length and everything else should fit just nicely over her foot. So that is what I'm working on. And I'm concentrating on this because I want to get back to where I'm not through my ripped yarn. Isn't that always the goal?
It is.
Just get rid of that ripped yarn. It's got to get back to where I'm pulling from.
Get back to where you were.
Yes. And then, like I said, I was almost up to the foot, and I was in denial for at least an inch.
Oh, this is totally going to work.
It's
just
fine.
Keep knitting. It'll work itself out.
For at least an inch. But that's okay. It's been my bus knitting until I started again, and since I started again, I started working on it at night to the chagrin of all my other projects. Anyway, so what else have I been working on? I have again more shawl, but it's so hard to tell if there's progress on this, and I never put in a little marker.
I think that this has almost gotten to Steve of Dramatic Knits proportions with the even star. I think you should be like, and this shawl is by blah blah blah, and I'm knitting it on size. We talked about this the day he finished it, and we had a big conversation about the day he finished that shawl. Yeah. I think I could. There for a while, I could say what Steve said every single week. Because you'd heard it so much. And that is the shawl right now.
Oh gosh. Well, now I want to finish it, but I got the K
I
out.
threw the gauntlet down.
Yeah, dang it.
Darn it. Maybe just quit bringing.
Yeah, I could. Stop mentioning it. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You can bring it all you want, Amy.
Okay.
Bring it.
It's the Morgan. I still enjoy it very much.
Out of very alpaca. She's knitting it on US size.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So I have another square started. This is out of my lime green.
I love that sound that it makes.
So there's that. Yay. Happy.
Very happy colors.
It's gonna be my happy blanket. Happy. And then
I know what's in there.
But not least, I don't really know how much this has grown, if all, from last time, but I am loving how beautiful this is. So, and soft, and amazingly soft. And again, sometimes just a plain stockinette and the right yarn can make your heart sing. I love this. So this is the Pont Neuf, and again, I need to get my act together and get this to past the sleeves. So, and again, I have all these weird goals, and So like I should get past the sleeves on that, and I should get another square done, and I should work on these, and I should work on that. This long list of things I should be knitting on. And then there's an equally long list that has things like laundry and dishes and kids stuff and and then there's another list for work that's equally as long, if not longer, of stuff that needs to get done. At least that time's blocked out for me. Like I'm sitting at work, I should be working on work. There's no laundry or knitting to be done. But I am constantly thinking about my knitting and what needs to be done on it. So I feel like I need to have a list.
Yeah, I really want to be working on the ingot, but I got to get this design.
Right, well, and your ingot's almost done, so then you're going to be like, all right, now what? And you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I got to work on my hoodie.
And a design, and I want to work on a noodle, and I want to...
Yes. But you have some time. You can wait for noodle until the...
Well, October is Tuesday.
Well, I understand. It's less than a week away.
October is Tuesday. Say it with me, people. October is Tuesday. I can't even believe October is Tuesday. So yeah, and I want to be knitting I'm going into an unselfish stage. I need to start knitting for other people. I had the realization that I have over 50 sweater quantities in my stash. Yes, people, I just said that aloud. And none of them will work for my husband because he commented, like, you could knit me a sweater if you wanted the other day. And I was like, I guess I have been married to you for going on, 9 years, almost 10 years now. Could probably knit you a sweater. But he doesn't want my colors.
Right.
And if I do have something that is his colors, then I don't have the right quantity because he's larger than me, taller than me, has longer sleeves than me, big monkey arms.
And he wouldn't like a short sleeve sweater.
No, whereas I can get by with like these 3/4 sleeves. Everybody else would be like, what the heck's wrong with that dude? He's got a sweater that looks like it was made for a really rotund 12-year-old.
I'm like, and he's also not hipster enough to pull off anything different.
Yeah, it's true.
My husband is not either.
My husband's probably closer to hipster than your husband.
Yeah, my husband.
He hangs out with hipsters. He hangs out with hipsters. I just don't think that he is hipster. Well, hello, Chaz. How are you? Chaz is Max's brother, if you didn't know. They are related.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they're litter mates.
Yes. So yeah, my husband is going on a trip in October. Fairly long international travel trip.
Oh, that's why October is like neon lights to you.
Yes. Deer in the headlights, more like it. And so I plan on knitting his socks then. And I have a baby knit that I need to do. And I'm with you. I kind of feel like my list isn't really going anywhere, but I'm spending a lot of time managing my list.
Right? Like, what's at the top and move it around. Oh wait,
and maybe if I do this then and it doesn't make anything fall off the list any faster. It just gets the list all prettified. So my last whip here is the Kelborn Woolens design contest that wraps up on September 30th, and so I am knitting my design out of, I gotta remember all the deets. Can you just sit down? Thank you. This is Savannah in the chambray colorway. Again, it's 50% wool, 20% cotton, 15% linen, and 15% soya. And I believe, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but some of like the thicker stitches, I believe the blue like fluffy stuff, that's gotta be the soya. Okay. I don't think it's linen, and I don't think it's cotton, and I don't think it's wool. Okay. So through the process of elimination, I think it's soya, and it's super soft. The fabric that it's creating, sit down, Chazzy, is super soft. And I really, again, like the dual tone, the overtone and undertones of it, and I really like how the stitches really pop, even though it's soft. You don't see that a great deal. Like something can be super soft, and then the stitches just kind of, they just blend, and they're mellow. And this definitely has some pretty great stitch definition. So I've still not decided whether or not I'm going to leave it as a tank or I'm going to seam up the underarm and possibly pick up some sleeves. Make it maybe a little sleevey thing here for the design because I've got quite a bit left. I just did the cheater
Right.
swapping in another alternating skein at the very end, and I've got a whole nother
Wow.
skein of it. Yeah, it goes a long way.
Good.
DK and nothing with sleeves quite yet. So yep, and I'm down at the bottom doing the lace at the bottom again. And yep, gotta take some pictures and away I go. But that is again, the Kelborn Woolens Design Contest.
Yeah, and the fact that she's not done with it lets you know that she's been designing other things.
Yes. Well, October is when the birthday kits ship.
Yeah, you're right.
Everything's in October. And I just had the Bazinga realization, like lightning, light bulb moment the other night because my husband had helped me do some of the manual labor last year with the kits. Like he helped me assemble the some of the shipping boxes, and then he also helped me do all of the little cupcake boxes and hats. Yeah. And I was like, you're going to be gone. I'm going to be struggling with 3 kids and their laundry and dishes and whatever, and you're going to be gone and not here to help me with the manual labor of putting together the... darn that man. I bet he did it on purpose. But, yep. That is my whips.
Excellent.
Yes. Excellent indeed.
Yeah, I need to add pictures and final touches to my pattern for sure. And I still have outstanding test knitters.
Outstanding.
Well, I have excellent, wonderful, fabulous test knitters, and I have a few of them haven't even finished yet. So
yes.
Which means they are outstanding.
Yes. I used to say that about, like, my husband and I have an outstanding Thursday lunch date. Everybody's like, how is it outstanding? I just meant that, like, we do it often on Thursday, and then we don't have it anymore. But we've kind of gone into birthday kit talking.
Yeah. I'm good, yeah.
Yep. Nothing more to talk about?
Nope.
So yeah, the birthday kits are going out soonly. I've got 32 pounds of awesome shipping to my house as we speak. Isn't that awesome?
Wow.
I didn't ask the dyer whether or not she took pictures of it all mounded up like we had last year or not. I might have to take. I think maybe it can be sitting in our spots.
There you go.
Do you think the cats would pose? My cats might. Yours wouldn't, but my cats might. And we've got the bags are coming, and we've got other goodies that have arrived, and we're finishing up some of our other surprise goodies for the birthday kits. My husband gives my pattern a nice.
With how many eyes?
Eyes. And you guys already heard my little love story for Amy's pattern. It's super nice. It made me work super hard on my pattern. So,
yep. And yeah.
The retreat.
Yep.
We've got the vendor application that we're going to wrap up at the end of September, and we'll be sending out contracts in October for that. And then just a heads up, we're kind of inching closer to that number where we're going to cut off. So if you're on the edge, we're kind of giving you the high sign that the wait list might be starting soon.
Yeah.
Soonly. Depends on, I mean, like, inertia has been like, we had the first initial rush and then trickling in, but more recently we've had some folks jumping in as 2014 inches closer. It's going to be October on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Amy's like, have you not heard? I'm obsessed with it being October on Tuesday, to be honest with you. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so high sign. If you're interested in coming, please grab the spots while they're available. and we've got lots of exciting stuff going on all kinds of fronts.
Mhm. Definitely. And then also birthday in Stillwater.
Yep.
So.
And I read in the threads that that you can get that discounted rate on Fridays night as well, which I'm kind of thinking that's right after my husband gets back from his international vacation. It's not like he's even traveling for work, so don't even think that I'm giving him a hard time. This is a pleasure international vacation, and might be nice to go up on Friday. We'll have to talk.
Yeah.
You
talk.
Me and you.
I only prepped my family for one night, so
yeah,
I have to
renegotiate.
Yeah. Readdress the idea of me being gone.
Is that all there is to say this week?
I think so. I mean, for as much administrati as we had, we did pretty good on time, and
yeah,
feel like we talked.
Yeah, I sang.
Yes, you did.
I love to sing. I don't know if you can tell that about. I love to sing and I love to dance. Like that is at night, and that is what I want my legacy to be. Again, this is completely like we could have turned the recorder off and we could just talk. But like that's what I want my legacy to be with my kids. Like I want them to be like, your grandma Megan was the silliest, goofiest, singing, dancingest lady in the world, and I loved her to pieces as a kid. And you know that's what they remember about me, because I find a lot of joy in that, and they seem to find a lot of joy in sharing that with me. So my parenting legacy: singing and dancing like a fool until it's no longer endearing. They'll be like, that's my mom dancing and singing in the parking lot. Oh my god.
I don't think they caught any of that. Just Megan talking under her breath like she's one of her children at 16.
Oh my goodness, my mom is singing and dancing in the parking lot. That's totally not. Yeah, roll eyes and like complete disowning, right? Like, that's not my mom. Anyway, I look like her, but that's not my mom at all.
And then complete non sequitur. Watch The Shield. Oh my god. Love that show. Been blah, 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 talking about it since I watched it. I love it. But I'm a huge Joss Whedon fan, so anything he does would be like on my top of my list anyway. So take it with a grain of salt, but loved it. The production values are through the roof. The thing looked like a movie to me. And yeah, good acting. Or good dialogue. Either way.
Yeah. Or both.
Yeah, could be both. In some cases, it was definitely both. But yeah, and all the TVs coming back. How I Met Your Mother was so much fun.
So cute. I agreed.
So much fun. Anyway, I love TV. Can I just put, I love TV. Yeah. and as much as I love everything else, yeah.
Well, I love that I can knit and watch TV. So
yes, it's true.
I get to do my crafting and hobby while also partaking in the television entertainment.
Absolutely.
Anywho,
bye.
Bye, Hoofda.